Um, can I start?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this very special one-day training session in how to use SCC Online effectively. Now, a lot of students who have been using SCC Online from our college for having a good number of doubts as to how to use it. There were also doubts as to how to use MyLoft because that's a very new addition to the process in which we used SCC Online. And in order to cover all of your doubts, we have with us two trainers from SCC Online who will be training us as to how we should use SCC Online and also how we can use it effectively. We have with us Mr. Mohit Singh as well as Mr. Chetan Singh Gill, both of who will be taking us through the important tools and important tiles in SCC Online. They'll be covering all the important portions. And I request all the students, if they have absolutely any doubts, now is the time that you can really ask your doubts and get them cleared once and for all. Of course, after the session, that is. So welcome Mr. Mohit Singh and Mr. Chetan Singh to New Law College, and you can now begin with the session, sir.
Thank you, Prakhar. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's session. My name is Chetan Singh. I'm the manager training and heads the training department over here. With me, I have my senior trainer with me, Mr. Mohit Singh. Like Prakhar said, you've all gone through the basics of SCC Online, and we'll be talking something similar, or like we'll be talking about the same software. So what's new? What's new can you expect in this session? See, the it's been like 10 years for me to do I've been doing research. And trust me that it's in all these 10 years, I think I still think that I I have to learn more. And to share a fact, last night I enrolled myself into a 4-day course which talks about how to do legal research. So, what's new? I think everything is new every time we open a legal research software or whenever we talk about legal research. The new judgments comes in, the new amendments comes in, the new technology comes in, and we need to update ourselves with this. So, keeping all this in mind, we will take this session forward with one, I think, promise. We'll keep it. We'll talk about the basics, which I'm sure Prakhar has already addressed. But we'll also be talking about certain features which is recently been added and would be of immense importance to your research, which add value to your research. Now, talking about the the new things that come in. Let me share my screen first and start with this. Now, the new addition that we uh, are talking about is MyLoft. Now, a lot of you earlier never heard of MyLoft, never used remote access because it was not required. You were used to go to university, access all these databases, and nothing as such was needed that you need to go and go external software to get your databases accessed. Now, over here we have this MyLoft. Now, what MyLoft does, it acts as an authenticator between the SCC Online and the university. See, we don't know that who is coming, who is accessing this database from outside the campus. So we have no other way but to authenticate that, are you a student or are you not a student of this campus? So considering the fact, let me just the email. What we've done is we have set up a MyLoft account, and this is for all the students, irrespective of the fact that you are in the first year or you're in the in the final year. All of you would have received this email by now. In case any of you have not received an email, you can let us know in this session, and we will take it from there. Now, the kind of email that you should be expecting from MyLoft. First thing first, the email address that you have over here is no reply at the rate myloft.xyz. Now, this because of the extension of this email address, that is XYZ, it is a possibility that if some of you say that you have not received an email from MyLoft and this is something new for you, because of this extension, it sometimes lands up into your junk or spam folder. So it is my suggestion that you do check your those two folders as well, depending on which inbox you're using. In case you still don't receive or still don't find it in your junk folder, then it'll be right to reach out either to Prakhar or to your library in charge and ask them for which email address have they shared with us. Or otherwise, you can we'll be sharing our email addresses and the contact details. You can reach out to us directly. Now, let's have a look. So what does this email contain is you'll say your name over here. So that's my name it's showing over there. And then it says, leave the entire thing. It just says set password. And once you click on it, it'll open up into a different tab, something like this. And because you'll be coming here for the first time, what it'll say is it'll ask you to set your password. Now, those of you who have set the password would would know that this entire process, so you don't have to worry about it.
Sir, we're using the trial as of now.
Yes, yeah, thanks. So you need to set your password, and once you've done the set the password, you would need to select your institute. So for now, you don't have to search for BVP or Bharati Vidyapeeth, like Mohit just said. It's a trial account. So for MyLoft, you are all a part of SCC Online right now. So in the institute, do not search for your campus name or university name. Search for SCC Online. You go over here, click on continue. It'll take you to this particular page. Your password, I've already addressed the fact how to set your password, and then you click on sign in, and you'll be taken to this particular page. Now let me show you one more thing for it. Yeah. So once you log in for the first time, and I'm going from the basics for the fact that maybe some of you have not accessed MyLoft till now. So I'm taking from the top. So now it says the MyLoft extension is required and click add extension to enable the MyLoft browser extension in the Chrome. So you can just simply say add extension. One click on this. This is a one-time thing. You don't have to do it all the time. You have to just add extension once and it will be there forever. Like you don't take it off. Like I deleted it, I removed it from my browser. So yes. So there we are. It will reload the screen and bring me back to my original screen where I was, right? So there we are. And now we go to this e-resources, go to databases. And in database, we have these two databases. We'll be focusing our energies on this, that is SCC Online. We click on this, and there we are. We have the SCC Online homepage. Once you're here, you click on login, and you'll get these two options now. If you don't follow the entire process, you would not get the IP login. You'll only and only get the user login. So when you get the IP login, you can simply put in your ID over here. So let me put in my ID. So that's my ID. I click on this and I can log in now. Now, in case if it says, if you get a message like this, login ID is not registered, you can fix it yourself. And how do we need to do that? It simply means that you have not registered with this particular ID on the SCC Online. So the database of SCC Online, as far as the user database is concerned, we do not recognize you. So you need to come over here and say register here. And at register here, you put in your login ID, the ID that you would like to use in the SCC Online. You put that over here, you put in your full name, and you click on register and login. And the next screen, which will come in, will ask about your graduating year. When will you graduate? So you can put that over there. For the faculty members, if there are any on this call, you can simply skip it. There's no need to put in the year now, right? And then you'll get the access to the particular, the entire database. Now talking about the database, you know, the interface, the user interface differs from software to software. And I think user interface is just there to help you find what is already there in the software. But I think mm, as far as the, we say that yes, user interface is important. What is also important, or rather what is more important, is the database, that in which what is the pool of knowledge will this entire software be running into. And for that, you can click on data coverage, click on web edition, and you'll get the access to the entire data coverage sheet. Now I can go through it one by one, which I will leave it. I would not gonna do that. I'm just gonna, I've shown you a place where all the information is kept, so you can go through it yourself. And I'm just gonna address one or two things over here, just to because those are terminologies that we have made or we have created. So I'm gonna let you know what it means. So it says 1969 till date with TruePrint. Now this TruePrint is gonna be coming a lot in this data coverage. So that's one. Second, it talks about, in addition, we have case notes, right? Case notes contains cross citation and everything. Now the two words, case notes or and the TruePrint. So what TruePrint is the exact photocopy of how judgment was published in the law report in SCC journal. Now I prefer call it a law report because when you're accessing the database right now, SCC is only of around 500 volumes. We started in the year 1969, so you only get access to 500 volumes. That's also an approximate number, and we're not in like 500 complete. It's running into 480 something right now. But we have been tying up with a lot of other journals, like just to give you an example, around 8 state ILRs is already we've already partnered with. We have partnered with Martial Law Times. We have partnered with Courty Law Journal, DRJ, DLT, Indian Appeals, then company cases and others, CTC and all. So what happens is it's not only the data that we are publishing, it's also their data. And we obviously, when we tie up with someone, there's always obviously a MOU of memorandum of understanding that what is the quality checks, and all those things have been maintained by them as well. So now, when you're accessing the database of SCC Online, you are accessing not only 500 but 15,000 volume of database when we combine all the other journals, right? So we will get the TruePrint out not only of SSC but also our partner publications. Print as it was printed in the law reports. Then about the case notes. Case notes are also called as digest notes. Some people prefer calling it as a head note. Some people like it to call it like a ratio of the case, law point, whatever you may want to call it. In simple words, what does it mean? You have an option. You always have an option that you can go through the full judgment and understand what was being discussed in the case and what was the point of law which was being dealt in the case. The other way is that you can let someone, or you hire someone who does the reading part for you, does the analysis part for you, and after reading and analyzing the entire case, brings out points of law of the case, what all was discussed in the case, and put it on one side. So when you have to read that case, rather than you reading the full case, you just read the head notes. I'm sure by now you would have seen how the head note goes. First, to give you a quick introduction, we have the Supreme Court of India, we have Federal Court Privy Council, which is before independent judgments. Then we also have these are the apex courts, right? So Privy Council was the apex court before Supreme Court came into existence, and then second in line was Federal Court, and then we also have historical courts, which were like the provincial courts, like Lower Burma, Upper Burma, Lahore, Pepso, Awadh. All these lower courts, lower level courts were there. So those judgments are available over here. All the high courts are now made a part of it. Then you have your central acts, you have state acts, you have state notification, central notification, circulars, instructions. You have your bills as they were passed by one of the houses or as introduced in one of the houses at that level of information is made available to you. You have your constitutional orders, you have your treaties, convention made available to you. You have your various commission reports, including the Law Commission of India report, with all updated from the first volume coming from the 1956 till the last one, which came in the year 2018. I think 277th report was the last report that came from Law Commission of India. Then, apart from that, you have various articles, and not only from SCC, but from other partner publication as well. And that gives you a huge database depository of articles so you can access to. Then you have your central acts, you have your state acts. Then you also get access to your moot court resources, wherein in case you have not been to a moot court and you want to see what was discussed, what was the problem of the moot court, how was the winning team memo looked like, all that sort of information you can also get access to, right? So you can go through it in detail when you have time. I'm just going to quickly log in and get this thing started. Log in now. Now, once you come to this particular software, this is the homepage. This is the landing page that you have to be going through, and I'm going to refer to this particular screen as not homepage, not menu, but I'm going to be very specific with the terminology that is dashboard. It says SCC Online dashboard, so I'll be referring it to as dashboard. Now over here, when you come to this particular portal, you see there are different tiles, and I'm sure you're all aware of their different tiles, how they use it. But just to ensure everyone is on the same page, quickly go through it. So there are three tiles: blue, red, and the grayish color tiles. Blue is the Research Plus, which simply means that you'll be using these tiles when you have something to give to the software before you ask for the results. So you need to type in something. It can be a party name, it can be a citation, it can be a section of an act, it can be a simple word or a sentence to start your search with. But then things take a different turn altogether. Research is usually used when you have, you have very specific and you want to be, you don't have an answer to certain things, and then that's when you come to Research Plus. But then, in case you are more inclined towards learning something new and you are open to the learning, then the browse, that is the My Library part, comes into play. Now, if you see this, it says browse created topics, browse law reports, browse acts and rules. All this is available over here. In this, you don't have to type even a single word. Like if you want to, you can, but there's not requirement as such. You can access the information. It's similar to your having a virtual library. Now, if you go back to that time when you used to access your library, you used to walk into your library and there are certain sections have been divided into the library that I know where are the Bayracs kept, where are the manuals, where is the commentaries, where are the commentaries, where are the journals, and you go to that particular section and you start, simply going through the entire information that is kept over there in the form of books. So similar thing has been made available over here, right? And then you have links, which is for other, our partnered softwares that we have partnered with over the period of time. So I'm going to leave this bit. I'm going to talk about these two things today. So let me draw a simple comparison between these two. Let me give you an example of browse acts and rules. Let me click on this. Now I'm going to give you one example of browse and one example of the Research Plus. And let's have a look. It says, let me see if I can zoom in. So yeah. Now, if you see this, it says Constitution of India, Central Acts, State Central Notification, State Acts, State Notification, and other countries' databases. Other countries' databases, I'm not really sure if you'll get access to or not, depending on the package that you have. So that is something that we have to figure it out. But let's talk about this. So if I click on Central Acts, the acts which are used on a daily basis are mentioned over here, and that is the Hindu Marriage Act, Companies Act, evidence, contract, IBC, IPC, all that is available here. The others are alphabetically arranged for your reference. You can go through them, as in how you want to do it. Like I said, you can also search for it. You can use this filtration option, and you can type in anything that you like. If let's suppose if I want to see penal, I search for penal. I'll simply search for penal wherever the word penal is coming in the entire, this database. State acts, uh, then the central acts, notification, wherever you want to type a search for a particular word, you can search it from here. But let's go with the normal, old school methodology. So let me take, in considering that there must be a first year student as well. Let's take Evidence Act. Now it says Evidence Act, Principal Act is here, Amending Act is here. I click on Evidence Act. It's going to give me the entire Evidence Act. Now what next? Now the BEAR Act is available online. There are apps available on Google Play Store and App Store. So why do I need? What's that one? What's the reason why I should be coming over here? I'll give you something which I think no one else is giving you right now. That is commentaries. That is the important judgments on the point of law which has been discussed in the BEAR Act. Now have a look at this. The Evidence Act starts from here. It says preamble, and then it says common law. On common law, it says our law of evidence, which is complete code, does not permit other things. And it says Advani versus State of Maharashtra, 1969 to SCC 662. Now, if you search for the term common law in respect to Evidence Act, you might find a couple of judgments over there. But then finding it out that which is that one judgment, important judgment, which I can use or which I should start my search with, that is something is always a challenge for any researcher. Now, what is done over here is the editorial department of my company. They have gone through a lot of judgments, and they come with this, that okay, on this point, this is one of the important judgments. And not only this, we don't stop over here. If you scroll down, you see on applicability, there's one judgment, there's another judgment, there's three, there are a couple of four or five judgments. So it's not that he'll only give you one judgment. If they find there are a couple of more judgments which have done, some contribution to the development of this particular law point of law, they'll give you all of that. Natural justice, it says AIR 969. So that also means that even if we have not published it, we are not being biased that we only give you SCC citation. We'll also give you equivalent citation, or we'll give you sometimes, if you're not published, we'll give you their citation. As we keep scrolling down, these blue color boxes will prevail in the entire act and all the acts as well, other acts as well. Now let's take one example to understand how it helps. So let's take circumstantial evidence, right? And if I click on this AIR 1960, it opens up the judgment right over here. So you get to read the brief of the judgment. That is, if you see, that's what is written over here, a paragraph which discusses about this particular point of law from the judgment. And if you click on this, the full judgment opens up over here. So what is happening is while you're reading the BEAR Act, you can get to see how it was applied. So it's as simple as that. You can simply go through it. If it makes sense, good enough. If it doesn't, simply close it, and then you can just go back. There are a few judgments that we've also done another thing. So right now we talk about linkage from the BEAR Act to the judgments. Now let me show you another way of it. So let me take this judgment 2020. Now it has head notes. It says CRPC 1973, section this and this, and similar thing, Constitution of India is here. Now these are all hyperlinked. Now this is hyperlinked. This is also hyperlinked. The name of judges are also hyperlinked. So let me first talk about this. So it says Criminal Procedure Code. Now let's suppose I'm reading this particular head note. Now this is what the head note, case note looks like, a brief of the judgment, right? Now, I don't remember that what section 207 of CRPC talks about. I forgot the language. I need to be more confirmed. I need to confirm myself. I want to be more sure about the language. So rather than jumping out of this case and then doing a search, that's not required. You simply click on this and it will just load up that particular section of an act. Not the entire act, because your ASO section, the section will open up over here. And you can copy it. You can simply highlight it, do a Control-C, Control-V works over here. Then you can click on the entire act, the heading of the act. The entire act will open up. So this has been done for, I think, till last 20, 25 years that we have done. And we are just going we're doing a retrospective. So we are covering all the years till 1950 and first until 1969, because that's when we came into existence. As far as the publication of SCC Online is concerned, is concerned. And then we'll also be going back before, prior to 1969. Let me close this. That's what happens over here. Now, talking about this, why this is hyperlinked. Now, we see it says before Justice Khanvilkar and Justice Maheshwari. Now, there are two names. Whenever a judge's name is hyperlinked and is bold, like this one, that simply means that out of the two or out of the four, depending on how many judges are there on the bench and how many names are in highlighted, that simply means that this particular lordship, this particular judge, sir, has authored the judgment. So out of the two, Justice Khanvilkar was the one who had authored the judgment. It also helps you if I want to jump to the particular paragraph of Justice Khanvilkar judgment rather than going through a traditional way of scrolling down the head notes and then getting the judgment. I can simply click on this and it will give me the judgment straight away. Okay. So that's the highlighting part. And we spoke about the copy paste. You can highlight it, do a Control-C, Control-V. There are few judgments, there are few documents rather, which will not let you highlight, like this one. It will not let you highlight. So what do? You have these clipboard icons. So you have these clipboard icons. You click on them, do a single click, depending on how many you need, and then you go over here. It's an option of smart copy. You click on this, these three paragraphs will get copied into a different window with your email address that you can send it to yourself or to someone else, the party name, the citation of the case, then the paragraph that you just selected. So now you can simply copy whatever that you need, do a Control-C, Control-V over here. So that's a smart copy. So if highlighting doesn't work, opt for these options. I'll talk about this again. Now let's go back. This is a browse. So if you realize that we didn't really, type anything, we just start clicking on, on these topics, these tree structures, the branches. If you click on it, it'll just start giving you information, and then you simply start selecting. And that thing prevails throughout the browse feature. Now let's come to the word. Let's come to the research part. Research part, let me take an example of word search. Now over here, you need to type something. Okay. Let me take an example of preventive detention. Okay. And I can simply start search. Now, the point is over here that you need to type in something to get the results in the first place. Now, if you see, it says I've got around 18,000 results, and in the 18,000, the bifurcation of this 18,000 is given over here. It says digest note, the head notes. Judgments have been searched from the Supreme Court, from the Federal Court, Privy Council, High Courts, historical courts, foreign cases, international acts, bills in Parliament, rules, articles, everything has been searched. Now, though everything has been searched, does it mean that I can select and deselect certain parts which I don't need? Certainly you can. Let's suppose I want to restrict my search only to Bombay High Court. So I go to the High Courts, and there we are. Bombay High Court has 731 judgments on this topic. I take my cursor in front of Bombay High Court and I click on only. and there you are. Everything has been removed. The 18,000 results have been down to only 731 that you can see over here, and that's only in only Bombay High Court judgments. If you want to add Supreme Court to it, the underlining word is add. Then you don't do only, because then we'll remove this. You click on this and it'll add the Supreme Court alongside with it. And there you get the entire database. Right? Now let me just go back. So this is a major difference. There's a major difference between the browse, you don't need to type anything, and in the search, you are required to type a particular word in order to start your search with. And this is going to be prevailing throughout the Research Plus. Like what I said about the browse, this is also the same for all the Research Plus. You need to type in. Now just let's remember this number 18,088. It's a pretty easy number to remember. Let's go back. Can I better my search? I search for preventive detention. Now, one thing that I would like to suggest to all of you, you can, whenever you're searching for a word which is made up more than one word, like this one, or res judicator, dowry death, motor accident, compensation claim, then legislative expectation, natural justice, whatever these words are, public interest litigation for that matter, which are made of more than one word, it is always better you put double inverted commas around it. What will happen with this double inverted commas? When you put double inverted commas or quotes, it will make preventive detention as one word. It will not search for preventive detention as single word. Will it make any difference in the search? I don't know. Let me see it. So one way is this, or I can also do a phrase search, whatever suits you. Let me do a start search. We got 18,088. We're down to 15,000. So around 3,000 approximate number, 3,200 something, 300 something number have been down. Now, even that 2,000-3,000 number is a big number when it comes to research. And it's not that I've lost my information. It's like I'm more specific with my information now. So please use this, and you'll get better results, especially with the words which are not legal phrases but are used, which are like generic terms like public interest litigation is being used. If you break it down, public has its own word, litigation means something else, and so is interest. So you don't want that to be searched individually, right? So let me start now the session in a normal way. So we understood how the word search works. Now, and let's understand why does it happen that we are a bit skeptical about legal research, especially the first year students, and I think even the second year students. We push it for the last year, for the final year, that okay, we'll learn the research, the in-depth understanding of research. We'll do it later on because I think I need to learn a lot of things. Research is okay. I will do it once I start going for moot court competition, while I have to do submissions and everything. Or otherwise, you learn just what is required. Now, let me address this big fat elephant in the room. People say that I don't know how to do legal research. Now, when anyone tells this thing to you, or you tell it to yourself, just remember one thing. This answers a simple question. Do you know how to do Google search? If the answer to this question is yes, that means you also know how to do legal research. You search over there, you type in words over there, you type in words over here. You search, you do your research full time over there, going through different websites, Wikipedia, and then some other websites which are available with encyclopedias, like online encyclopedias. You get the information, right? And then you bring it all at one place, and then you curate it, and then you present it in a certain way. So you can do the same thing over here. There's only one major difference that you have to unlearn when you're doing legal research, and not only for this software, for other softwares as well. We have this tendency that we write our searches in a query format, which means that we ask the question from the software. Now, let me give you a conceptual search for everyone to understand. This search does not have any relevance as such. You will not be doing this search, I think, very often, but this does will put things into in the right perspective. If I want to see if I want to see a judgment on a particular topic, let's say corruption, and I want to see it from a particular court, let's say Bombay High Court or Supreme Court, and I want to see the latest judgment. How would you write it on Google? Let's write it in the same way. I want to see, the latest what judgments on corruption, right? From Supreme Court. Now, if I stop at Supreme Court, what's going to happen? Supreme Court are of other countries as well. I want to be specific. I'm looking for Supreme Court of India judgment. So I'll say Supreme Court of India. Now, some of you would be like, Supreme Court of India should be put in double quotes because that's what you have said, Chetan. And I would say no. Let's go with the, actually the exact way you search on Google. Let's start the search. Now, we got around 706 results. Does it have only Supreme Court judgments? Because I asked for latest judgments and only from Supreme Court. But looks like it has Bombay High Court, it has articles, it has, I think, Bombay High Court again coming in, and some other high courts, Delhi High Court and all. And to have a better understanding, I can click on judgments over here, and I can see that the information is pouring in from Supreme Court of India. High Court has a big contribution to make over here. Let's forget about all this. I want to see Supreme Court on corruption. So we already know this only feature. So I can say only Supreme Court. And corruption is obviously being searched. But I want to see the latest judgment. This is not the latest one. I can click over here and say latest first. So we got 3rd of June judgment coming over here. Second one is 19th of January. So yeah. Let's go back. So 708 result. If you do the same search, if you file the same search on Google, you'll get so many results. So what is the difference? Difference is very simple. Google is meant for everyone. You need to mention your area from where you need the information. You want the judgments from. You want judgments. You want the acts. You want to see some. Are you a fashion designer? Are you a photographer? Are you a academician? Are you a scientist? Who are you? So you have to mention your area from where you need the information. Then you start searching. Whereas in SCC, you already know that this is a legal research software. And we know that we can select the court. So why write Supreme Court? We saw that we can select the judgment date-wise. So why to write over here? Search with one word, corruption. Will it make like any difference in the search? Let's have a look. There we are. So we have 57,000 results compared to some 700. And now let's take Supreme Court. It had, I think, 2-digit numbers back then. Now it has 2,200 approximately numbers. We got the latest judgment from 3rd of June, and the second latest was from January this year. Let's see if that still holds true. 3rd of June, yes, but there's another judgment of 3rd of June which was not pouring in over there. And then you have 7th of May judgment. 19th of January, it was probably it's far like down below, like after a lot of judgments. You can see it like it's there we have it. On the 22nd entry, So you are missing out on all the information. So what do we understand with this search? Why have I showed you this particular search? It's very simple. When you search for 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever number of words that you search for, we search for latest judgment on Supreme Court of India, on the corruption from Supreme Court of India. What Google does is Google says that, yeah, you're writing particular words. I'll give you the best combination available with me. It'll give you the, sometimes it will give you the search, not the latest would not be there, latest word might be missing. And it will just give you the results for corruption and Supreme Court, but Supreme Court of not of India, but some, let's say US or UK. And things will, the first page, second page looks, usually first page is the perfect page. And we never go to the second page. I think only handful of people would go to the second page if you don't find anything on the first page. Usually we decide between the first 3, 4 links. So we think that, oh wow, so many results. So Google search for your words and take it as if that you need you want software to Google to give you best results. In SCC, what happens is that whatever that you type in, it is considered as a mandate that you want this particular word. But not only it doesn't really stop over there. What is the major deciding factor between why the results are less on SCC and why on too much on Google? This second factor makes more sense, and that is if I search for 7, 8 words, the second mandate is that it has to all these words has to be there in one document. Let's suppose search for 4 words, and out of 4 words, 3 words are coming in one document, the fourth one is not. It will not be in your results screen. And why is it required? Can I give you a simple example? Or rather than giving you a complex example, I'll give you a very simple example. Let's suppose you want to see, judgments on road accident compensation. That there was a road accident, there was a motor accident, motor vehicle accident, or whatever you want to call it, MSCD cases, and I want to look for compensation where it was awarded. So if you just write motor accident or road accident in double quotes and you write space compensation and you start search with it, you do not want the cases where compensation word is not coming or road accident is not coming, because those results would be totally irrelevant to you. So you might get 2000 results, but out of 2000, probably 800 does not have both the words occurring in one document. So if you look at it, realistically, it's only 1200 results which are of your use. So why to give you so much of hassle of giving you extra 800 results? We give you only 1200. So this is a major difference. Now, which brings me to the fact that we should not search with sentences. We should only search with the main legal words. So forget about forming sentences, forget about asking queries. Write the main word. If you're looking for something, just write the main word. I'll give you one simple example. If there is a statement like this, the statement is like those who come from the back door have to leave by the same door. This is a statement, and you have no idea. This is a corruption case. This is like someone has pulled in a favor to get to a position that he otherwise would have not been able to. And there's no citation. There's no law point as such in this sentence. How would I search for it? The reason why Mohit and I'm talking on behalf of Mohit because I know he would also say the same thing. We are saying this that you should not write all these sentences because everyone has a different vocabulary that they put in use. But even if you use different ways, there are certain words without which you cannot, complete your sentence. So the point is that you need to look for those words that, irrespective of the fact that if this sentence has been said in some other way, these two, three words will be surely be a part of it. So in this sentence, I'm going to be quickly help you with that. I don't need all that stuff. I know without these two words, the sentence will not make any sense. That is backdoor and same door, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put double quotes. Why? Because there are two words, there's a space in between, so there are two words. And I can do a start search right now. But I can also do another thing. I do not want that same door and back door is like coming in like different sentences. I want this as a part, rather not sentences, but as different paragraphs. I want them to be in the same sentence. So I want them to be occurring near each other. So when I want something to be placed next to each other and not far off, I would write the word near. So whenever you want two things to come near each other, put the word near. Near by default means 10 words. You can increase or decrease it as well. And let's do start search. So I can click on this. This is the next highlight, like Control F feature. So I say those who come by the back door have to go by the same door. That's one. There's another judgment over here. And this is those who come by. So it's the same statement. So there's nothing, there's no variation as such on this sentence. But if you see, look at this, there's a different variation. Who came in through the back door must go out through the same door. So if you would have searched for all those words, you might have missed out on this one information. I'm sure there are other examples as well. In the center column, but we understand that writing less words give you better results. So less is more, my friends. I'm going to give one more example and then move to the next tiles. So one word search is okay. Two words we put double inverted commas, and this way you can also search for various section search as well. You can write a section number and you can search with that as well. But let's do that later. Let me say, let me take the example of compensation, right? So I was saying that I want to see the cases of compensation. And like I said, I want to use the word near because I need something to be, compensation and the next word to be talking to each other. And let's take medical, right? I can write medical. I can take medical negligence as well, but I think medical is good enough. These two words, start search. Now the question comes in when you're doing a research. There's so much information that is thrown at you. How you get through that information? Have a look at this. Now that's the time when your head notes come in handy. You come to the second column. It says D3. Whenever you see a D over here, it's a digest note. It's a 1 point of law from a judgment, right? And the 3 signifies the quorum strength. And if you, in the place of D, you see a J, it will simply mean that's a full judgment over here. Now, how does this help? Now, on the topic of compensation in respect to medical negligence, there's one judgment from Nizam Institute, other judgment is from Balram Prasad, third judgment is also from the same case. Then you have Sheila Hirba, then you have Nizam Institute, same case, Alfred Benedict. What is happening is that all the points of law which have been discussed in various judgments but are related to the topic that we have searched for has only been brought in over here. So what happens is that let's read this one. So it is just it says relief compensation determination of quantum of medical negligence, hypothetical claim, impermissibility, and then you scroll down further. It says that's the entire thing has been what we have discussed. What you read right now is just a brief of what has been discussed in the judgment, and this entire thing was discussed in para 87 of the case. So if this head note makes sense to you, it's good enough. You can simply click on the citation. It will open the full judgment. You go to para 87 and you can read what is given there in para 87. and you can make a head and tail out of it that, okay, this is relevant to me or not relevant to me. So you're not really sent into the, to wander around the entire judgment. It's a, it's actually creating a path for you. Let's take the next one. Let's suppose this doesn't really make sense to me. I come over here, it says loss of income of deceased, determination multiplier method, non-applicability in the medical evidence cases. So you read that part, it says 124 and 125, para 167, this was discussed. So on the point-wise analysis, that's what is happening over here. Read it, make sense, then you open judgment. Otherwise, you just move quickly to the next one. It saves so much of time, and you're reading exactly what is you're searching for, not the entire judgment. But then you can see the judgment as well. This is the main part. This is the main purpose of using a head node. Then this is the center column. Whatever you select over here get displayed over here, and then whatever that you select over here get displayed on the third column. Now there are a couple of options over here. You can you can save this document, you can email this document, you can print this document as well. But if you want to see the full judgment, let's open the full judgment and then see these features over there. So saving, you can save it over here, you can email it. In the print, there are two options. One is a true print, like I mentioned earlier, other one is a non-true print. So what does non-true print mean? Non-true print basically means it's an internet printout. How you seeing the judgment right now on the internet, on the screen, that print will come. But if you're going to the code, if you're going to the mood code, if you're doing a submission, then the true print has got to be your best friend. Now let me click on this and show you how the true print looks like. So let's take a couple of pages. I don't want to go through all these pages. Now let's have a look. It's a 6 pages and load up. Now, those of you who have seen the law reports or the larger, the SCC Online reports, where you have this judgments, you would agree with me this is exactly the same format. The first page is here, the true printout stamping is here, my name, my loft, because that's where I'm logged in from. So that will come over here. The first page, second page, and this is non-editable. So when you take to the code, because of the non-editable and it's protected by a password and cannot be edited at all, the judiciary takes it, have more confidence on this, that okay, this is an original judgment, original document. They don't have to really go and get the judgment copy and then do the comparison. Okay, so that's a true printout. Then you can increase or decrease the format, the text of this. You can share this with anyone. And the copy paste feature, I'll come to this one. The copy paste feature, like I said earlier, you can get to the judgment. Head notes cannot be copied. So you can click on these and then you can simply come on smart copy and this will copy that particular paragraph. Right? I'll come to this later. Now let's have something else to look at. When you see a head note, these are the head notes, and then you scroll down further, the judgment starts. The judgment starts from here. The order of the code was delivered by this. Now, before this, between the head notes and the judgments, we have something more. That is this chronological list of cases cited. So we give you all the cases where this case, all the cases which were cited in this particular case, and not only the list, but also exactly in which paragraph, on which page number it was cited. So let's take this one. The first example, let's say 2007 judgment Oriental Insurance Company Limited versus Meena Varial. Now it says it's on page number 137H. Forget about the H. We'll not talk about that right now. We'll just go to 137. So Oriental Insurance, let me click on this. And let me just quickly search where this 137 has that mention of that particular case. So there we have it. If you see Oriental Insurance and the line then mention is or the case is falling on the next page as well, and then you get to know that this is what's been discussed, in what respect it was being cited. Similar thing you'll see over here. It says the Lochand case was cited. So if you go up, you will see the citation of this case as well. So Susma Thomas, then Trilochandra again, then all this stuff. So you get this referencing on the top itself that okay, what all cases were cited and in which paragraph for that matter. Right. Let me close this and let me get to the judgments from here. I can see the judgments, right? So that's as simple as that from here. Now let's move to we have left with these two icons right now. We'll talk about this in the coming examples. Let's go and let's click on this 9 dots to come to the dashboard. Let me start with the words and phrases. So words and phrases, it's a legal dictionary. So if you want to see a definition of a particular word, this is the place that you should be going for. So let's say, let's take a very simple example, goodwill. Let's take good faith. I never tried for good faith. Let's try with that. So it says means anything done with due care and attention. Section 2H, Limitation Act. So this definition is coming from an act, the first definition. The second definition is coming from some case because you have a citation over here and the party name. The third definition is also coming from a particular case, Vijayendra Singh versus State of UP. The fourth one looks like also coming from a particular case, and so is the fifth one. So is there is like what all sources do we have? Where from what all places do we get this definition? So one is yes, the Bayer Act, like you saw. The other one can be a judgment, and the third one there's another pool of information that we look for, that is what. Now, if you see over here, the fourth definition of goodwill is coming from what. What is a Wharton dictionary of law? So we're giving you dictionary meaning, we're giving you a Bayer Act meaning, we're also giving you the meaning which has been defined by the lordship. We get all of it, right? So let's move forward. Find by topic and word search is something similar. The only difference over here is that you don't get to type your own words. You have to follow the hierarchy. And this is a very good tool for the first year and for the, I think, for the second year as well too, when they are struggling so much to understand the topic tree, that which topic comes under which principal head. This will come in handy. So let's take something. Let's take citizen migrants and no, let's leave that part. Let's take consumer protection. Okay. Now it says under consumer protection. What are different topics comes in? It says claim petition, goods and services, then consumer dispute and local standi. Good enough. Contempt of court, we all understand. So what all comes under this topic? Contempt petition, criminal contempt, defenses, exercise of criminal jurisdiction, then maintainability, punishment for contempt, so motor proceedings, practice and procedure in respect to that. We all can get that. And the good part of this is it's not that just a headings. You can also search with this. If I click on this, let's say I'm looking for a contempt petition, and I click on this, there are a couple of options: search everywhere, search in digest notes, search in headings. Search in digest notes and heading will give you limited results. Only the head notes and only the searching and heading. Search everywhere will give you the similar results what search would have done. So you can experiment with these two, but I'm gonna keeping in mind the time. I'll focus just on the one thing, that is search everywhere and go. It'll give you the similar results, similar screen will come in. There you have it. Contempt petition and things have been searched for you. Okay. Let's move to the next. Find by party name. So now, as the name suggests, you will be using this when you have a party name with you. So you need to select your code. If you have any doubt, you can search for all jurisdiction. It will search for the party name in all the codes. Or in case you don't have the party name, you remember the title which was given to a case. Then you come over here, search by famous case name. So title, what do you mean by title? Like you have given the case of Babri Masjid, right? So if you just search for Babri Masjid, it will decode the party name to its actual party name which has been in the code. If I say, I think last month was a LGBT month, so let's go with this LGBT. I want to see if there's any cases on that. So LGBT rights. Yes, now there's some Johor versus Union of India case. That's one. So you can click on that, double click on it, it'll open the full judgment. So that's one way of it. But let's go with the traditional old school way of doing search. Now I'm looking for a judgment which I know it's been overruled. So I'm gonna go for, let's take a case of SP Gupta. Yeah. Or yeah, let's take SP Gupta, no problem. Now it has given me 195 results. Because I've searched for all jurisdictions, search for all the courts together. I can, if I restrict my search from to Supreme Court, obviously results will decrease. But considering the fact I don't know which court the case belongs to, so I'll leave it like that. The second party name that I remember was Union of India. So I can write Union anywhere. It doesn't have to follow the sequence. We left with 8 cases, which is still better off. So now I can simply, I am looking for this case, 1981, SP Gupta Union of India. That's the case I'm looking for. I can double click on it. Just remember one thing, do not write verses in between because that will not take you anywhere. Just write the words in any order, it will give you the judgment. Now, in the starting, I talked about that there are digest notes. That means one judgment is divided into different head notes. This is what I was talking about. 52 points of law being discussed in this one judgment. So you can, even if it's the first time you're coming for and reading this case, all you will take is 5 minutes to understand what the case is about. Not understand the entire case, but at least understand what was the topic, what was the points of law which was discussed in this case. Judgment 7, that means quorum strength. D, digest note 7. They've already established the fact what 7 means, right? Now talking about service law, it's talking about constitutional interpretation. Then talking about again constitutional interpretation of statutes, good enough. Jurisprudence, enforceability of moral obligation or just cause, jurisprudence again. Administrative law, about talking about natural justice, practice and procedure. Okay. Then it talks about Constitution of India, mandamus cannot be issued for fixing strength of judges in High Court. Okay, there's something related to High Court judges. Then what was that? It said power of appointment of judges of High Court, held executive in nature. Okay, so this is something I can figure it out that it's a location of power appointment of judges of the High Court and the President compatible with independence of judiciary. Okay, so that means there's something related to the High Court judges. This case is something about judiciary's appointment, right? Judge's appointment. Good enough. Now, if you read this particular point of law, the heading is there. It also tells me, sorry, that what was the judge's opinion on this point of law. This is Fazal Ali opinion is given over here, only on this point, right? The size opinion is given over here. This is Venkatamayya's opinion is also given. So out of 7 judges, only 3 judges spoke on this point of law. Let's take the next one. On this point, on Article 217 read with 221 and 224 of the Constitution of India, the point being discussed how to interpret. This is Pathak was the only one who had talked about on this. So his opinion has been recorded under this particular thing. This work is done by the role department. It doesn't really come automatically. Now that's being said, the full judgment, let's see the full judgment. Now, most of you would say that, oh, this judgment is overruled. And I think it's written over here as well, with partly overruled in Skora versus Union of India. Everyone's name is in bold, that means everyone has authored judgment. So we've already known that part. Clicking on it, we'll jump to that. But it says overruled. Now, the first reaction when we see the word overrule is we say, oh, we should not cite this judgment because the judgment is overruled. If you say this in front of me, I'll always, say this is an incorrect statement. This is not what I agree with. And I differ on that statement right now as well. See, a judgment is to be called overruled only when all the points of law that was discussed in that particular one case have been struck down or have been overruled. The reason why we say that it is overruled because we don't have the time to go through the entire judgment and then figure it out that in which point of law was it overruled. And you have to read two judgments or probably more than two judgments if the case has been overruled in several other cases. It's a long task. I'll make it simple. Next time you open a case with the help of party name or a citation, come to SCC Online, come to the open the case with the help of a citation or a party name, come to this sub search under this logo of SCC Online, and first search that you should be doing when you open a case should be the sub search of overruled and start search. What it'll do is if something is overruled, it bring it to the next tab. If nothing is overruled, it say no result found. Now in this, out of 52, we have found 5 results, which is 1 judgment and a couple of head notes. Now, the judgment is not overruled, but it's coming because the word overruled was mentioned over here. This last point is not overruled. How can I be so sure about it? Because it does not have this red exclamation mark. So this is your, gonna be the help. You see this red exclamation mark and you'll get to know that this point of law has been overruled. If I click on this, it also does the part of telling you, if you scroll down further, after all the value-added information would be at the end of the head note all the time, right? So you see this, it says overruled in Scora versus Union of India. So you know it. Let's go to the second one. The second one was also overruled in the same case, and there you have it. And same was the third one. Now, out of the 52 points of law, only 3 points of law are the ones that you should not cite. Rest, you are free to cite and you are free to use them. Okay. And now let's talk from a different perspective. Let's say that I want to see, this case is my case, and this is exactly what I was been searching for. And this is a landmark judgment. And when I say landmark judgment, that means this case would have been cited in lot other cases. Now, if this case is relevant to me, it is understood that all the cases wherein this case was being cited, referred, relied on, followed, all those cases will also be relevant to my choice of search. Now, how do I get that information? How do I get that list of all the judgments? Simply come over here. There's an option of case reference. One click on this case reference, you'll get a shepherdizing arrangement of all the cases wherein this case was being cited. And there we have it. SP Gupta case was cited in 2018, Sundhalia case, and it was relied on along with other cases. PUCL, at the last, just go to the last and search for C for SP Gupta. There we have it. No, that's not SP Gupta. There we have it. SP Gupta was in India along with other cases. It was referred to. And similarly, go to the third one, AK Roy case, SP Gupta case. It is just a mention over here. That means probably, it's saying that you should also read this particular case. So this is how you can see. And if your case, like SP Gupta is coming over here, where is it? It's not here. There it is. SP Gupta. That means all the other cases are also on the same line. And you can click on the citation and you can simply read those judgments. So you started with one judgment and now you ended up with what? 810 judgments, and then 810 into multiply by 5 at least, because you get each and 810 would have at least 5 more references. So you do the calculation and you have a good number coming in front of you, and you can cite as many cases as you want to make your point stronger before the court. Yeah. That's a party name search. We'll go to the next. That is find by citation. It's very simple. You can search with either SCC citation, you can search with AIR, MLJ, Indian appeals, ILRs, whatever that you have it. You can scroll it down. You can select your journal of your choice or the section that you have with you, or you can alternatively you can also type it over here. Let's say AIR. So let's take AIR Supreme Court. I can simply put the 2021 and it says SC1. I take the first one and start search. Will it give me AIR judgment? Like considering the fact that we don't have a tie-up with AIR, so it's not going to give you AIR judgment. The judgment will come from SCC itself. But we're just giving you all these citations have been mapped with the equivalent citation. Even if you don't see it over here, it still has been mapped, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, that's a citation search. Now, moving to the next one, find case law by section. As the name suggests, you want to see judgments on a particular section of an act, so you can do it from here. What you need to do is you need to first write an act name. So let's take Evidence Act, start search. Do not write the word Indian, like if it's Indian Evidence Act, Indian Contract Act and all. Do not write any particular any word Indian before it because you've taken the word Indian off it. So you write Indian Penal Code. Just write Penal Code, Indian Contract Act becomes the Contract Act. Let's click on this and let's take section number 27. Click on Go, and you'll find judgment on section 27 within no time. And you'll see it right now. There we are. So this way you can see the judge. You can see the judgments delivered on a particular section of an act with this help. Okay. But look at this number 2200. But if you want to search, if you understood the research, I would prefer avoiding this and coming to word search and writing the same thing over here. Why? Because it will give you more results. What happened in the previous search? It was following the hierarchy. Wherever the Evidence Act was discussed as a principal topic, only those searches were coming over there. Whereas if you do this, it will search for all the acts, all the judgments wherein Evidence Act was discussed as a secondary topic. And there would be a lot of cases like that. You write Evidence Act, double quotes, because of 2 words, near 27. You can write section as well, but 27 will also do this thing because you're writing near in between. So any act, just write Penal Code, double quotes, near section number, you'll get judgments. Don't write the short forms for the like IBC, NI, we don't use the short forms, right? For yes, CRPC, CPC, IPC, all these, yes, these are known, abbreviations, so you can use them. Start search. And there you have it. 5 times the results what we had earlier. Yeah. I'll show one more thing and then I move to the browse. That will take another 10 minutes or so. In the meantime, I would appreciate if you can just put in your queries in the chat if you're not started doing that already, or get your questions in, ready so we can quickly get into the question answer round. Now, if I click on this, add to my smaller folder, I can create my own folders. That was the reason why we asked you in the first place to register yourself so that your folder is linked with your login ID. I say change folder. I'm sure everyone knows how to make folders in the computers. Similar thing prevails. I say my folder. I want to create a new folder. And let's say I write BVP Pune. Load up. Yeah, there we go. BVP Pune. And there we are. And select folder. BVP Pune is there. One head node is there. Let me take judgments. You can add judgments, you can add articles, whatever you feel like, you can add all that over here. So by default, PV Pune was there. I took that part. Let's take this one again. By default, the same judgment was folder was selected. PV Pune. Okay, so I've done 3 judgments. Let's take the 4th one as well. Let me add article as well so that we can see it. Article, acts, whatever you want to add, you can do that. Okay. So all these folders have been, all these documents have been saved into your folder. You can simply access your folder by going over here Next to the dashboard icon, there is My folder, the View folder, and your BVP folder would be made available to you right over here. Yeah, you can access it as at any point of time. You will be able to get the information. But what else can you do? I know that a lot of you would be going for Moodle competition. A lot of you are already going for Moodle competition. Some of you are also must be interning somewhere. This is gonna be your this feature is gonna help you a lot in the long run. Let's say I want to make a compendium out of this in this entire documents that are in their folder. So I want to see all. I can say all, and then I come over here, the action icon, and come to this last icon, which is say create case compilation. One click on this, it will say, do you want to reorder this thing? I like, yeah, bring this at the bottom, and this looks good to me. And then it says, let me zoom out a bit from my screen. So it says create. I can say, yeah, create. And that's it. Your compendium is getting ready. And depending on the internet speed that one would have, your compendium would be ready in a few seconds. So there we are. So first thing first, it will give you a table of content. So by default, it has made a table of content for you with page nation. The first judgment that you have made, that you selected was from page number 1 to page number 2. The second from 3 to 4. Third one running into a couple of more pages. The fourth one, which is also a judgment, is going from 16 and just ending on the same page itself. And 17 is going further. So you can edit this. Anything that you want to edit, you can edit it. It's purely editable. Then pages over the documents, accessing the documents. There you have it. Page 1 and 2 would have one judgment. So there we have it. 3 and 4 had another judgment. So 3 and 4. 5, a new judgment. Going till 6, 7. So if you see, all these pages have been paginated. So you don't have to really worry about it. It's going to be going till 16, I believe. No, so 15. And on 16, there's only one page. That is just a head note. And the 17th has your article. An article can be of a couple of pages. So it is there mentioned 20. So you can simply download this and you can take a printout, put this in on the top, put this in the second one, and you're good to go. The compendium is made, otherwise which have taken you some time. And this is a small compendium. I have made compendiums for pages running into 1,000 pages. I can show you that if you want. So that makes a lot of sense to save, it saves a lot of time of yours and you can simply go through it, right? So that's one example I wanted to share with you. Now that being done, you already know how the browse feature works. I will not go through each and every tile. You can go through it. I'm going to give you 2 tiles. I'm going to make you understand 2 tiles right now and then leave the rest for you to explore because the functionality is the same. One is the browse created topics. Let me click on this. So we have, like the name suggests, created. Someone in my company sat down, rather a department sat down and brought all the information under one head. So now if you can see the entire constellation has been divided into different topics. All the topics are mentioned over here. Depending on what topic interests you, you can click on that. Let's say public law. And in public law, once you click on it, it'll give you the sub options, the subtopics rather. There we are. Now, depending on which topic interests you, let's take, if you want to take epidemic and disease control, because that's what's been talked about everywhere. We can talk about that, but I think let's leave that for some time. Let's talk about something similar, something simple: citizen, migrants, and aliens. Now it says on this topic, there are constitutional documents, there are statutory law, there are rules and regulation, notification, and other things. As I click on this, what is happening is it's a handpicked information. On this topic, the constitutional documents, all that is available, all that are relevant to this are made available to you. Even the Constituent Assembly debates, if they're spoken on this to a point, that is made available to you. If you click on any of this, only that particular point will open up. See, in the Constituent Assembly debate. Then the statutory law. So yes, Citizenship Act would obviously prevail in this. But then there are other acts as well which are relevant to this topic. But now if you see, it's a Succession Act, Section 10. It's not saying the entire Succession Act is relevant to this topic. Only Section 10, 11, 7, and 12 is relevant to this topic. So only those sections have been made available. This is going to be helpful to all of you who jump into a new topic which you have not really, have understanding of it. And I think you'll keep on going through it for a couple of years now, because till the time you don't get a hang of all the things. So you get all this information, statutory law and everything in one place. Then rules and regulation, all the rules which are related to this topic, that comes over here. So you're not missing out on any information. Notifications, there we are. Bills, it is something been discussed in the parliament, that comes over here. Case law, that's my favorite. Now, finding a judgment on this topic can be tiresome. So what we've done is we picked up a couple of judgments which have really have done, made a huge contribution in development of this topic. So if you click on this, the judgment is here. Now, this is not a judgment, this is a head note. So rather than giving you a full judgment, because again, that will just take a lot of time. We understand this entire judgment. There's only one point of one head note, which is talking about citizenship and nationality, and this is important. So we got you this. You read this, makes sense, click on the citation or the party name, it'll open the full judgment. And if not, move to the next one, you get that. So in some cases, we are in some areas, we will give you the full judgment. But in some, we are doing the section wise. But you always have access to the judgment from clicking over here. So this kind of information is huge. And treaties and convention, all that is available. Now this topic list, this bifurcation that we've done by various areas, various departments. This is not, you'll not see this in all the topics. Some topics will have less, some topics will have more, depending on, like treaties and convention can be related to this. But if you talk about IPC would not have any treaties, right? Or anything that if you talk about criminal might not have any treaties as such. So treaties will not come in. Committee report might not have it. So like that, if there's nothing on, let's say, related to epidemic and disease control. There's nothing in the bills right now, so the bill will not be there. So depending on what areas that topic has touch base, those things will come, right? So you can do that. Another thing I would do is browse moot court resources. Like I said in the starting, you could not go to a particular moot court. You want to see the information. You can click on that. Let's take GNLU. And so you have this problem. You click on the problem. It gives you a problem. The best team memo. You get to see that. You can do that, right? So all the information is made available to you. Some would have best team memo. Some would only have the winning team memo, depending on what all information have been shared with us by the college. And the second thing, just to give you a quick about it, other reports are here. Judgment by court-wise, you can see. So I'm just going to brush through it quickly. So you can see the judgment date-wise. Select your court, select the period, select the year, select the month, and you'll get the judgment date-wise. You can select whatever judgment that you that would decide on that particular date will be made available to you. Similar thing, we've already done this. Browse articles, you get the list of all the articles. So either you could have done the word search, you got the same results, or you can see the law review journals, all journals. Now, like I said, this is something that in case you do not, you're not searching for anything, you just want to upskill yourself. So you pick up any journal, any volume of that journal, and start going through the heading of the journals or these articles. Depending on which heading entrusts you, you pick up that. Let's take temporary injunction under the Code of Civil Procedure. Let's click on this. I think that, okay, this is an interesting topic. I can simply go through it. Yes, I can go through it. I can simply go through it, and if it makes sense, I can save it into my folder for future purposes. You're not searching because you're searching for something that oh yeah, I want to search for this. But this is something upskilling yourself, building your knowledge base in your head. And then moving forward, same is for secondary materials. All the secondary materials are kept over here. That means your bills in parliament, your constitutional documents, which includes your Constituent Assembly debates, all the 12 volumes. Those of you who have not gone through the Constituent Assembly debate must go through it. It's gonna act like a foundation for your future success. Your Constitution of India is a byproduct of Constituent Assembly debate. If you're just reading the Constitution of India and you don't know what is the intent of a particular article to why it was brought in, why a particular uh, section or crime attracts 14 years of imprisonment, and while something similar attracts only 7 years, all that answers comes over gets answered over here. Yeah. On this note, I will stop my session and open the forum for the questions. So let's talk. Mohit, can you disable their mics? I don't know if the mics have been disabled or not.
Yeah,
Allow
sure.
mics. Okay, I have just allowed them. So let's do it a simple way. Anyone has any question, you can either put it in the chat, or you can, better would be you raise your hand over here. So when you raise your hand, it will come next to your name, and we'll be able to, call out your name, and then you can ask your question. In the meantime, I'll just check if there's anything in the chat. And you can also join our Telegram group, and you can find that. You go to Telegram, just search for SCC Online, and you'll get join the Telegram group, and you'll get all the new updates over there. That's the contact information. But let's first get some questions. Prakhar, do you have any questions?
No, not really. So I think it was a very comprehensive session, and I think most of the doubts of the students have been cleared, and a lot of students have been texting me on WhatsApp, thanking for the session. So thank you on behalf of all the students, firstly. And I think there was a lot of confusion with regard to how to use MyLoft. So I think that has also been sorted out.
Yeah.
There are still some students who are saying that they haven't received an email. So what I'll do is I'll share yet another Google form with them, and they can fill the form. I'll share the Google sheet with you, the auto-generated sheet, and maybe we can just send out the emails one more time so that students who still haven't gotten the access details can actually get them, sir.
Okay.
I think that's
So,
the only
Prakhar,
major issue.
this is
Yeah.
okay. Prakhar, I would just want you to include a couple of things in the Google form. One is your name. That's a basic, that's a bare minimum thing. Second, the email address. Third, take the mobile numbers. And fourth, take the year, take the semester. In which semester are they in? Because when we are sharing the usage or how many students have registered from particular SEM, it's easier that ways. But otherwise, everyone joins in together, and if your faculty, because we'll be handing over this entire software to the university very soon, and though to us it doesn't really make a lot of difference, but for your university it'll make a lot of sense that if someone says that, oh, my ID is not there, and if it's SEM wise, they will just simply go to the SEM, let's say SEM 1, and they'll see the list of the students who are under SEM 1, and then they can simply tell the person, okay, your ID was this, which was given to us. Do you want to change? So it's much more, organized. So just ask for the SEM information as well.
Got it, sir. I'll definitely do that. Yeah, I'll do that, sir. Okay. And I think at this point, if there are any other students who have any questions, now is the time. You can clear any and all of your doubts. You won't get a better opportunity. So please do raise your hands, share with us the doubts you have, and Mohit sir and Chetan sir are going to clear those out for you. So please go ahead.
Okay, so I think no one has any question, or people are not really willing to ask questions. If you don't have any question, that's understood. Prakhar is doing a good job, so I'm sure it's not the first time you're attending the session. So having a one person dedicated to for all your research needs, it makes a lot of difference, and I think that speaks a lot about Prakhar. Prakhar, a good job done, right?
Thank you so much, sir.
Uh,
Thanks a lot.
but having said that, I think in case you're shying away from not asking the question because you might think that, oh, this might be a stupid question, and it might sound like dumb. So don't hesitate from here, because I think you are a future advocates. You should not. That's one thing you should not have. Okay, Aranya, please go ahead, unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for hearing me out. So I would like to know that the way we search about the journal materials on JSTOR and Heen Online or sometimes Coopers. So can we have some kind of insight or any opportunity in SCC Online podium regarding searching the international journals and all?
Mohit, could you please confirm if we have Platinum Plus over here?
Not as of now, sir.
Okay. So, Aranya, what happens is that right now, currently, your university has only opted for the Indian database. So, though we have international
Uh,
jurisdiction information and all, but
Sir, my
because of the
bad.
fact,
I'm really sorry for that. My miss. Yes, it is Platinum Plus.
okay. So, Aranya, I think the God has heard you pretty fast. So, let me share that information now. So, you have the international package. So, what happens is when you're doing any search, right? Let's take this. Or not. Let's take something more international. Let's take merger, or let's take arbitration.
Human
Any word,
rights also.
right?
Yeah.
So when you do a search over here, uh, everything gets searched together. I was not focusing on the international as such, because there's nothing really, extra that you need to understand. And you'll understand now why I was saying that there's nothing extra. If you see the judgments, it says High Court, District Court, and all. It says foreign cases. So you're getting the foreign court judgments over here. Bangladesh, Canada, Ghana, Kenya, Lesotho, Malaysia, US, West Africa, South Africa, UK, and everything. Apart from that, you also get international courts, like courts which are not restricted or which are not bound by a particular country's law, but talks about the welfare of the world, and talks about, like ICJ. I'm sure everyone must have heard about International Court of Justice and International Court of Arbitration. So those courts are called international courts. Those courts are available over here. As far as the articles are concerned, we have articles coming from 35 Indian journals and 15 international journals. So you get access to those as well. Okay. So you can select, once you do a search, it has searched in the entire database. And then depending on what you want to see, let's say I want to see UK judgments. Now, if I click on the plus sign, it says UK judgments are divided into different things: Privy Council, Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, High Court, or others. Others will have Chancery Court and everything, right? Let's say I want to see only Supreme Court judgments of UK. I'll get my judgments over here. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Great.
Thanks.
Okay. Adharv, please unmute yourself.
Thank you for the opportunity. Actually, I wanted to ask, since I'm trying to go through my log to this SCC
Mhm.
site, but I'm still unable to do so. So, could you mind, sir? Do you mind showing me the initial process again? I think I'm missing some step of going
No
through my.
worries. No worries. We'll do it in a better way. Are you on a computer or are you on a mobile phone right now?
So, I have my laptop open in front of me as well.
Okay. So, but are you connected through your laptop or are you connected through your mobile phone?
This Microsoft is connected through my phone, and I have my loft open on my laptop in front of me.
Okay. So, let me then. I think in that case, I will have to share on my screen, because I was thinking that we can just do it on your screen and see where the problem lies. So, first thing first, uh, answer, like, let's go step by step. Were you able to log into MyLoft?
Yes, sir. This page is already open on my laptop.
Okay. And you clicked on SCC Online?
Yes, sir, I did.
SCC Online opened up. When you click on login, do you get this option of IP login?
Yes. Uh, yeah, sir. I can see that option. Right.
Yeah. Now, have you registered yourself on SCC Online before? Any with any
No,
particular ID?
no, sir. I think my college ID, the email ID that I have from my college would work. I on this, I guess.
So just do one thing. Just put in your ID over here on your computer, and just see if some error message comes over here on the top left that says login ID not registered in the red color.
Just a second. I think so. My ID is not working. I am trying for it, but I think I'll have to check. I think I'm missing somewhere my
Okay,
ID
wait a
part.
sec. No, wait a sec. You let's take this is your ID. Okay, let's assume this is your ID,
Yes, sir.
and you put in your ID, and when you say login now, do you get this kind of message on the top?
Yeah, sir. I used to get this message.
Okay,
This time I just tried it. I just got this
okay,
message. Yeah.
okay. So do one thing. Click on this register here on your screen.
All right.
Put in your login ID on the screen,
Okay.
and then do the needful in the second screen, asking for your full name. Do that,
All right. Sure.
and just say click and register and login.
Okay.
Does it
Sir.
take you to a different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think my network is a little slow. I'll follow this step. I think I was missing this part. Maybe
Yes.
I was unable
So let
to
me do
go.
let me do this quickly for you. Let me do this thing. Tell me your email address.
It's the college ID. Just a second.
You gotta tell me that. What is your college ID?
Just a second. Just a second. The Atharva,
Good.
ATHAR.
Could you please guys spell it one more time?
The ATHAR
Yeah.
VA
Yeah.
DUDD
double
Atharvadat
D. Yeah.
dot
What?
Pandey PANDEY.
In the continuation or something in between?
Sorry, sir.
After that, what is it?
Sir Pandey dot
Okay.
Pandey
Okay. Dot.
Pandey, and then a hyphen
Okay. Yeah.
NLC Pune @BVP
NSC Pune at the rate of BVP.
dot
Dot.
edu.in, sir.
Okay. Let's copy this and try login now. Login ID not registered. Okay. So what we're gonna
Yes,
do
sir.
is we're gonna just simply put your login ID over here and going with your
That,
uh,
that part.
I will. Should I
Yes,
write
sir.
Pandey as well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's your full name and register and login. Login ID. Okay. Now, in which year will you graduate?
Sir, 2024.
And submit. So, Adhav, next time you put in that, even if you have a slow network, you don't have to register. I've registered you on the portal. So next time you come over here, you will be able to log in with your ID. Yeah,
All right.
just latch on to some better Wi-Fi connection.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks for asking the question. Yeah. Any other person having any MyLoft or not able to access any particular database? Anything that we can help you with? So, Prakhar, I think that's it from our end. We'll conclude this session. Uh, Thank you so much, Prakhar, for helping us out and bringing all the members over here. And thank you for what you're doing already over there. And I haven't met you in person. I think usually I meet with all the student ambassadors, but I think lately I've been have some other responsibility to take care of. But I would love to meet you and love to meet all the students. Thank you,
Absolutely.
all the
Thank you.
students.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you
No,
to all the
thank you so
students
much,
who
sir.
took out time. Yeah. Thank you to all students who took out time to attend the session and contributed with their questions. Thanks, Mohit, for being a part of and arranging this entire session in coordinating with Prakhar. I think we have a question. Vaibhav, you have a question?
When the session was going on, but when now I am trying to log in, it's saying that your account is already registered, but I am not
Okay.
able to log in through login
Are you on the computer right now?
now.
Can you share your screen? We can have a look at what's happening on your screen.
But actually, how to
No.
get
Okay. I think to make him presenter, Mohit. Yeah.
no, sir.
Okay.
Actually, the thing is, I
Okay.
am on my I am attending from my phone,
Okay.
and
Okay. No worries. Okay. Just you gotta move your phone a bit, like for a piche. Just click on that. Yeah. Okay.
sir, it's coming. Login is not registered.
Show me that. Where does it say login ID not registered? Okay. And just okay. I saw that. Just go to register here. Copy this email address of yours. Uh, Wherever you gotta show me the where you're registering yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Just put in your registry your ID and put in full name. Okay. Let's do this. Put your
Okay, sir.
graduate.
Now I'll
Yeah.
get it then. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Anyone? No worries, Zero. Thank you for asking. Okay, so I've already done. Already given my thank you note. I've already given my thank you note, so I'm not gonna repeat the same thing. So thank you.
Right.
If you have any
Thank
question,
you
you
so
still have
much,
any
sir,
question,
and
please
thanks
reach
for
out to us.
coming.
Yeah, Prakhar.
Yes, and thank you so much, sir, for taking time out and conducting this rather extensive session for all of our students. I'm sure all of their doubts have been answered. And if in case there are more doubts that crop up, if in case there are more issues, I'll positively get back to you with them. But for the
Please.
moment, thanks a lot for joining, Chetan sir and Mohit sir, for conducting the session.
Yeah,
And hope to see you both soon. Yeah.
absolutely. You
Absolutely.
take care of yourself and all the best to everyone. Yeah, take
Thank
care.
you. Thank
Have
you,
a good.
everyone. I'll stop the recording and end this meeting
Bye,
for
bye.
everyone.